hit record. You hit it? Good, perfect.
Jazzy, stop!
I grew up near this intersection in South Central Los Angeles. The exact intersection? East Lawson and South Central Avenue. I would catch my bus to school here, and I was 14 when I saw something that I still think about today. Hold on, let me find it. Waiting at the bus stop across the street from a McDonald's and a scrapyard. I look down at the morning rain puddle and find the gray sky's reflection colored with swirls of red, blue, and green. All I have is a gasoline rainbow. I was a sensitive young man. But wait, there is color in the neighborhood. I had to cut this out of the shot at the bus stop. There's stuff like this all over the place. So am I the only one that views my neighborhood as lacking color, lacking beauty? If I'm not the only one, then how does it affect people to live in a place that's so gray? For guidance and clarity, I go to the most honest person I know, my nephew Sammy.
That's me.
That is you.
Oh, Samuel.
What colors do you see all the time?
And the sky is blue.
How about in the streets and in the buildings and stuff?
Different colors.
Like?
Black, yellow, red, blue, brown, silver. A lot.
A lot of colors, huh?
Yeah. Whoa. You're saying something.
Sammy's right. He sees different colors everywhere. But I can't help feeling saturated in gray. Or desaturated. That one is for all my colorists watching. Maybe it's something I learned as I grew older. Maybe Sammy will learn it too. This is a school. The nearest middle school to Sammy. But there's something about how many recently constructed schools in the neighborhood look. At less than 2 blocks from home, it's likely the school that he'll attend. Look, right there. Proof that I'm not alone. A gray skyline atop gray clouds. The school has been open since 1998, and only recently has the Mammoth Wall carried any color other than its natural shade of concrete. Though the school buildings aren't gray, the large fences surrounding it are. Instead, the buildings are institutional beige. Those narrow windows and the color remind me of someplace. Let's see here. Hmm. Los Angeles Academy Middle School? Los Angeles County Men's Central Prison. I suppose there are similar design considerations when creating a school or a prison. For instance, how do you hold thousands of students or inmates in a cost-effective manner? Perhaps iron gates, narrow windows, and neutral paint are part of that equation. But can beige or gray paint be neutral when the surrounding environment desperately calls for vibrancy? And what consideration is made for the inhabitants of the buildings or the surrounding communities? It's easy to think that we are expected to accept lifeless surroundings. And then this happens. On the same block, you see people create their Garden of Eden, their tropical paradise, all against the industrial backdrop. And this all reminds me of my mom. She created this garden over the last couple years. Some of her plants are in the ground, but increasingly more of them thrive in large pots.
Y un día me senté y dije yo, qué triste se ve aquí atrás, necesita algo que le dé alegría, algo que le dé color. Fue cuando pensé en poner plantas para cuando me siente, ver mis plantas y ver que hay algo bonito aquí atrás. No nada más paredes y carros. Por eso. Cómo está creciendo. Y me gusta verla cuando echa la flor, echa una flor amarilla muy bonita.
Of course, the sound of yard work would interrupt my shoot, but why not visit my neighbor Juan?
Allá atrás ahí tengo unos árboles así frutales. Tengo unos árboles frutales que vienen de nuestro país, Centroamérica. Yo soy centroamericano, soy de Guatemala. Y ahí tengo unos árboles frutales.
¿Me los puede mostrar?
Sí, ¿cómo no? Vamos.
Ahí fue.
Ahí está. Este es el codiciado. Mira.
Y tiene parecido al plátano, pero diferente,
Mira.
¿no?
Este es.
¿Y esa, lo verde es semilla?
Es la semilla, es la semilla.
Oh, wow.
Es la semilla. Y eso, esponja que tiene alrededor, también está bien rico.
¿Ya puedo?
¿Sí?
¿Puedo eso?
¿Cómo no?
Qué extraño,
O
es como... Porque tiene parecido a plátano, pero,
Sí,
pero sí parece como algodón.
algodón. Ajá.
Wow. This is where I forget that I'm shooting because it's that good.
Que se le pegó
La hormiguita esa.
la hormiguita.
¿Ese pedazo?
Ajá. Nomás le quita la esponja.
¿Mm?
Nomás le quita la esponja y ya. Nuestra área se ve bonita, nuestra vecindad se ve bonita así, arreglando el jardín, manteniéndolo limpio, sembrando flores de diferentes colores, se ve bonito. Sí.
Sí.
Entonces es un orgullo pues de mantener una vecindad muy limpia y muy bonita. Imagínate si todos arregláramos nuestro jardín, la ciudad se vería muy bonito. Sí. Pero pues aquí en esta área donde vivimos sí, así lo estamos manteniendo. Se ve bonita la área donde hay flores, diferentes colores. Sí. Así es, campeón.
Gracias, Juan. Miguel is a busy guy as a senior at Film and Theater Arts Charter High School and leader of the Guerrilla Gardening Club. Yes, Guerrilla. For 2 years now, this club has planted in spaces neglected by the city or factory owners. Sometimes they work by night and without permission. It's nearly 7 p.m. He's still at school, and he's planning a workshop with club members. So Miguel, have you chosen to grow your hair out as a way to sort of symbolically represent how much plant life you want to grow?
Well, it's not exactly that. I grew my hair because I like nature a lot. And when I read about the civil rights movement, they were growing their afro. It was a way to like present their naturalism, I guess. And that's one of the reasons why I like to grow it, because I like the concept that they have. Allergy that I get, and I also see that a lot of people around here tend to get sick because of it. So that's why it's important to start planning on an area that's right next to factories and all these car pollutions, especially if you're like low income. In the neighborhood where I used to live, I used to live right next to Vermont, is it? The city of Vernon.
Mm-hmm.
And in that city, they tend to have a lot of factories. And I believe that because I live next to that area, I used to get sick much more often. But now I moved to like South Gate, and I haven't gotten sick that often like I used to. Because basically, I would like be sick every single month. What I would like to see in my neighborhood is people communicating with each other, interacting with each other. I don't know, bringing like this community together so they could be like aware of what's going on. Because being in a low-income community means that usually people tend to take advantage of them, which is something that I've read and seen a lot. And I'm guessing it's because we're like the community that's full of, I guess, immigrants, or like they don't pretty much see as much as other things, and that's something that I wish to break. And I think that by doing this with the garden, going out and planting, living out signs and telling them, hey, plant me, water me, will bring us togetherness with the community.
For Community Labor Relations Coordinator, and we're here at the South Central Farmer today. So today basically the farmers got noticed that the bulldozers could come out, and got word that Horowitz could do that. So I'm not being very articulate, but this is what's happening today. We're all coming in to support the farmers.
It took me a long time to find this tape. And as corrupted as it is, I feel it's worth sharing. That's me there, trying to do the cool guy handshake. People like Miguel, my mom, and my neighbor were interested in beautifying their community here, but on a larger scale. Late one night, a developer purchased the land from the city at a fraction of its worth, and in the presence of the district council member. But I talk too much. Check out the documentary called The Garden. It's streamable on Netflix. It details the whole thing. The night I was there, we helped farmers keep watch from evicting police. We played hide and seek between family parcels of land and watched multi-generational families work their crops in a soothing environment.
I am bold and I followed my footsteps in deserts all around me. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land, and this land is mine. California to the New York Island, from Morris to the Gulf Stream waters waving, the dust clouds.
This is what is left of the farm. I was driving to a midterm when the bulldozers arrived. A professor I respected talked me out of turning back. Now I rely on these images. Television images don't capture the environment or the farmers' reactions. They focus on Daryl Hannah in the tree. Though I still view my neighborhood as gray, I increasingly see the patches of green where my neighbors press against their environment each within their own means. Their front lawns, the color they paint their homes, and even the barren field replacing the farm reminds me of their efforts. I hope it reminds our city officials too.